Welcome to Real Talk with Sterling Real Estate Group, your go-to podcast for all things real estate related. Each episode, we break down the latest market trends, share insider tips, and bring in local industry experts to offer valuable insights that empower your journey. Whether you're buying, selling, building, or investing, we're here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape with clarity and confidence. Let's get real about real estate. Welcome to Real Talk at Sterling Real Estate Group. Today, I'm very excited to introduce Mark Johnson, president of DeGraff-Bloom Custom Builders, one of our premier builders here at Sterling Real Estate Group. Today, we're going to talk about what goes in the design process of building a custom home. Welcome, Mark.
Good afternoon, Lisa.
How
you
are
doing?
you?
I'm doing
great. I'm excited to have you here. I really am. I know you're out there busy in the field working, so pulling you out of the field, coming here, I appreciate your time. So let's get started. Tell us, how do you start the design process if someone wants to build a true custom home?
Really, you kind of just start with an interview process. We bring them into our office. We have a conference room, showroom, and just really sit down and start talking about, what their wants and desires are. Talk about budget.
Big part.
A very big part. Explain to people that, everybody has a budget. It doesn't matter if you're building a $600,000 house or, a $25 million house. Right. Everybody has a budget and you have to work within that
pain
budget.
Point.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pain. It's not
pain, but yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has a budget. So we kind of, get a budget. And then we just start interviewing them and talk about, lifestyle and family and entertainment and what's important, what are the important points to a house, how do they live, not
Right.
How much it doesn't matter how much what I live.
Right.
It's really how the client wants to live in their house.
Right. So what are some of the questions, more specific, really drilled in questions so you can get a really good handle when it comes to working with the architects and, the design team to develop their brand new home?
We're asking about, family life, their children's age. We work with a lot of right sizers, downsizers, whatever term you want. We talk about kitchens. That's a huge portion in a house. Some of our clients, they want a really nice kitchen. They're very good cooks. Some want a really nice kitchen. They never turn the stove on. They eat out every night. So, but you're trying to figure that out so that you can, get the right size for the kitchen, the right space, the right selections for that.
So when you talk about some of the major focus in the house, right, the kitchen, I think we all agree the kitchen. Do you think the kitchen is the most important focal point of the house?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, most people, if you entertain, you have your family over. I mean, you're not hanging out in the primary bedroom, right? You're hanging out in the great room, kitchen. Most designs today are open floor plan with a kitchen, great room kind of connected.
Right, for that entertaining purpose.
So we spend a lot of time, developing that space. Some clients want that, the primary bedroom is important. I would say maybe the primary bathroom can be important to some people. A lot of our clients, they have, the second bath or main bath, they'll kind of downsize that a little bit. Because it's just not important. It's not, especially if they don't have kids, their kids are grown and gone. They're going to spend the money on the primary and the kitchen.
More the guest bathroom, guest bedroom.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, they're usually nice, but they're not, they're not full tile.
Not like 27 Wineberry at Luther Woods, that bathroom that was in Showcase.
Pretty nice one.
Oh, that was sweet. That whole house was incredible.
That was incredible.
The house, the garage barn. I don't even know if you call it a barn, but
barn, yeah. Right? We call it a barn.
Okay. All right.
The great room was all timber
Incredible.
trusses. It was an awesome
Yeah,
house. Yeah.
that was great.
We're
Was
looking to
it the
do the,
landscaping? Everything was
yeah,
just
that was
phenomenal.
a fun project.
Yeah, that was good. So let's talk about design trends. What's one thing in common that you think you're seeing doing all these custom builds right now? Because you've been doing a lot the last couple years of the true custom builds, starting from a piece of paper.
Yeah. Our company is, uh, we started kind of production type housing.
Yeah,
We've kind of moved into, custom design, and our clients ask, can we customize it? And we pretty much customize every plan that we have
right.
now.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare that somebody takes our plan. We have a plan book,
Oh yeah.
and it's pretty rare that somebody grabs a plan and builds the exact same house that's in that plan.
You're always changing
We're
something.
always
Yeah.
changing something,
Yeah.
and we actually like that. It's not an issue for us. That's what we do. So we kind of like that. It does add, some challenges because we're, every
Hmm.
house is different.
Yeah.
Design trends.
Right.
Your
Yeah.
question, I got off track there a little bit,
It's
but
okay.
um,
Happens.
I would say kitchens, kind of, style of
Hmm.
cabinets. 3, 4 years ago, everything was white, white, and white. Today, we're seeing white with islands. Going to different
Different
colors.
colors.
Was gray for a little while, blue. We're starting to see a little wood come back into the kitchen.
Really?
Yeah.
Gold?
Uh,
Seeing gold, like
we're
gold
seeing
fixtures or
brass.
brass?
Yeah,
More
brass
brass?
is
Yeah.
back.
Wow.
So that trend has come around again. So as far as that trend, I mean, the kitchen kind of is the most
Right. Where you
trendy.
see.
Um,
What about technology? Any technology trends that buyers are asking for?
w- as far we're starting to see a little bit more faucets that are touch operated instead
Hmm.
of a valve.
Right.
Um,
Just
we're
wave your hand, right?
You wave
And
your hand, you
yeah.
touch the button. They're kind of neat because you don't really have to kind of reach into the shower and grab the handle and get cold.
God forbid.
God forbid. And that technology, kitchen appliances, have been getting a little techy. It's
Yeah.
not just a standard fridge anymore. So we see a little bit of,
Yeah. What
that
about
sort.
like smart home technology, controlling your lights from really anywhere you are, not necessarily at home,
We're
heating systems, all of that.
so it's interesting. We don't get a lot of, we get thermostat type.
Right.
I want to control my temperature from Florida or from wherever. But whole house technology, we haven't had people request that a lot.
Okay.
The
Interesting.
custom house
Right.
on 27, that was super high tech. That had a lot of technology in it. It was a little, um, I think, over the top for the homeowner, just getting used to
Oh
it
yeah.
and designing it.
Yeah.
Um, one day I went in at night to check on something. I'm trying to turn the light on. I couldn't turn the light
Couldn't
on.
turn the lights on.
you know,
Did you set off any alarms?
and so I called the guy who set it up, and he's like, "Well, I have a 5 second delay on the switch," and I'm like,
Why?
"Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have a flip the switch, and the light
Turn
turns
on the
on."
light.
So
Meanwhile, you're tripping over
yeah, and
everything.
I'm pushing it on, I'm pushing it off. I'm not waiting the 5 seconds. Um, so yeah, the smart home. Um, if someone requests it, obviously we can do it, but we haven't had a lot of
A lot of
clients
requests.
asking for that.
Yeah.
So
They probably don't. A lot is, I don't, my friends have it and they walk around with, I want to say, an iPad for the control system. And they've been in the house almost 2 years and they're still trying to figure this out.
yeah,
I mean, you need like a whole separate class,
I'm not a
how
big.
to
I
work
mean, I
it.
think it's cool. I mean, um, if I built my house, I'd probably put a little bit into it, but I
Right.
probably would just do the thermostat, being able to control your heat, monitor
Hmm.
your house if you're traveling. Again, some of our clients are snowbirds, so they want to, turn just make sure the heat's on in the
Right.
winter.
Right. Yeah. When they're
So
sitting in Florida and they see
yeah,
it's 10 below zero here, they want to
they
make
can check
sure.
the house.
Yeah.
They don't have to have their family or maintenance guy check the house.
Right. Right.
So
So, it's funny you just said if I was going to build, you would. So I'm going to ask you if you were going to build a house for yourself, your family, what would you put into it? What would you do?
What would I do?
What
So
would you
I'm
do?
I'm a I'm a kitchen guy, so I'm gonna have a real high end kitchen, high end appliances. You know, uh, I look at a stove as a piece of furniture in my mind.
Right.
So we would definitely have.
6 burner, 8 burner?
I would probably have at least a 6 foot stove. My wife probably is not that big of a stove, but
So you do all the cooking?
yeah, yeah. Well, we switch. So we definitely, put a lot of effort into that space between the kitchen, living room. We have a big family, so
Right.
we our immediate family's 35 people. So when we have dinners for holidays, we need big space and big.
That is a lot of entertaining.
Yeah, and it's not. To me, it doesn't bother me. It's just a
Right.
bigger pot. But
Yeah, yeah.
you need space to cook.
To cook, yeah, and put everything in
Yeah.
prep and
So I'm not a big primary bathroom guy. I would probably do that. I wouldn't do it as 27 Winterberry. That's beautiful,
right
but um, I would probably put more of the dollar into the
to the
kitchen.
kitchen
Yeah,
where you spend most of your
yeah,
time,
that's where
seems
we
like.
hang out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I I probably would do a little, space for home offices. Both
Hmm.
for my wife and I.
Right.
But besides that, I really would focus on the kitchen.
How about a bar area, somewhere where you'd have like
We
bourbon or
y-
your
oh,
whiskey
now you're
all
going,
lined up?
yeah. Yeah, that's part of the kitchen. I mean, we
Yeah.
would do kind of a wet bar and
Okay.
kind of design that into that space.
Right. That's
Um,
because all the entertaining you do. I mean,
yeah,
whether you,
and
yeah.
just using that space wisely.
Mhm.
That wet bar area would be a
Right.
little off to the side of the kitchen because that gets crowded.
Right.
So just to
Right.
get the flow correct.
Do you see a lot of people? I see a lot, a lot of the houses, we go in and out of. They have these coffee bars in their bedrooms.
Yeah,
Like the coffee machines are like built in the
into the
wall and
wall.
there's
Yeah, we haven't done one in the bedroom yet. We've done them
right
in the
in
kitchen
the
a couple
kitchen.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a trend. I don't know. Again, it's would I do that? No, because I don't. Um, I just make coffee and
Right. When you get up, you go to the kitchen, make coffee.
yeah, I use an old perk pot. It's kind of like
Oh,
perk coffee. So,
yeah.
but that's somebody likes that type of
That
setup.
type of,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
The coffee connoisseur and
We're closing on a house tomorrow that has a kitchen or a coffee bar area.
oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Take pictures.
well,
We'll
we
share
always
them.
do.
Yeah. Yeah. We'd love to share that. So, how long does this whole process take? So, you have a client comes in, right? They meet with your site coordinators. They pick a home site that they want to build on. Now what? Take us from that point all the way through to closing. Say, what happens?
Um, so obviously, once we have the site, we sit down, we do the interview
Right.
process, we start doing whether they're taking an existing plan or we're developing it from scratch or
Hmm.
buying a plan off the internet. So the design process can take a week if they're organized and they don't have a whole lot of changes. It could take 2 months. I mean,
From
we're
starting from scratch,
yeah,
you think?
yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it takes some time. By the time the designer's got to draw that plan. I'd like to say that we're the only one he draws for, but
Right.
there's other people in line,
Yeah.
so you have some time there. But you could easily be. We're working on a custom house right now. We're about 2 months into the design, and we have a design, but it took 2 months to get to that, and that was pretty much we started with an internet plan that we bought, and we kind of tore it apart and redrew it. So we're about 2 months into that.
Yeah.
The build cycle typically, is 12 to 14 months again,
Right.
depending on the
From
complexity
permit?
from permit. Yeah.
Okay.
Permit depending on the
Oh,
municipality.
yeah. Yeah.
We don't work in city of Saratoga, which can be 12 weeks for a permit.
Hmm.
Most of the towns that we work, we get a permit in 2 to 3 weeks.
Which is good. Yeah.
Which is good.
How it should be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 12 weeks.
Not 12 weeks.
So do you, I know you have your own interior designer on staff. How involved is Erica with that? Does she offer to, help maybe go pick out tile if they go off-site and are not using something, go to the appliance store?
We do. Erica and Gail are site selection coordinators. Erica's trained in interior design.
Yes,
She's got a
very good.
degree in
Yeah.
that. So they have the flexibility if they need to go with a client to Best Tile or BP Supply for plumbing,
Right.
Curtis Lumber for lighting. They're more than welcome to go with a client. Most of our vendors have similar people on staff, so we're more than comfortable. We send our clients to Best
Right.
Tile, and our salesperson down there, she's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
She'll design bathrooms and all that. So a lot of times our interior designers don't really have to per se attend those meetings because our vendors
Right. They
do it
take
so
care
well.
of
They
them.
take care of it.
What about clients that bring in their own interior decorator designer to help plan, do the layout of the house and pick all the finishes and different things?
Yeah,
Do
we
you see a
welcome
lot
that.
of that?
We don't see a lot. We're doing one. We have a showcase house right now
Right.
we're doing.
Very excited about that.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's coming out great.
Nice.
So there's an interior designer on that, and we've worked with her before, and she's awesome. So we just coordinate with her.
Right.
She's kind of the lead on that. Right? She's picking colors out, and
Right.
Erica's working on that house. They'll collaborate on the design and make sure everything kind of flows
Kind of
together.
flows all
Yeah.
together. Do you think bringing in an outside person speeds up the process or slows it down? Or, because
I got to be
some can be
careful
very,
here.
well, not a bad thing, because some of them
Yeah.
have, such a different take and an eye that they see something that maybe we don't see. So it's
Yeah.
not necessarily a bad thing, but
Yeah,
like, oh no, redraw this room or redraw.
Yeah, and I don't know if it speeds it up or slows it down. What I would say is that if we can keep it in-house, we control it better because that client is 100% our focus of attention.
Right.
Where if a client's bringing in an interior designer, that designer has other obligations to other clients,
Right.
so we may not get an answer as quickly
As you'd like to.
as we like to.
Yeah.
I prefer in-house control just because
Control.
control.
Yeah.
We know I
Yeah.
can. Eric and Gail's office is right next to my office, so I just rudely shout out, say, "Hey,
Hey,
come
where
over
are
here.
we with
Where
this?
are we with this?" Right? So
Do they work from home a lot?
they don't. No, they do work from home a little bit, but no. But I would rather control it in our office because that there's a lot of moving parts, and they put that all together, so they're
Right.
monitoring all that product.
Interesting. So I'm going to ask you about how you got into this business. You've kind of been in the business the whole time, but now you're the president
How did I
of
get
your
it?
own
So
company.
I mean,
How did you get there?
how did I get there?
Why did you do it? What?
I don't know. I mean, I think like all builders, their family has been into the business somehow. My dad was just a part-time remodeler, kind of helped family and friends do projects, and
Yeah.
I was free labor, and I went with him a lot to his little projects that he did,
Right.
and just had an interest in that. Went to college and got a degree in engineering, and went out into the world, in the corporate world, for 30 years,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
was successful in that part of the world, and then just decided that I always wanted to be a builder. I just got tied up in some new technology that was really exciting, and 30 years later, I was like, if I'm going to be a builder,
You better do it
I
now.
better do it now. And had an opportunity to buy out a business that the owner was retiring,
Right.
and built it up, added some other companies to it, and
You've
so
been very successful, so it was a very good move,
yeah, knock on wood,
you know?
knock on wood right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard work is you get successful when you hard work,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of young kids in high schools and colleges, and they always ask, well, how'd you get to where you are? And well, you just you get up at 5 in the morning and you go to work, and when your buddies are off playing, you're
You're
working.
working.
Yeah,
You're working, but it pays
yeah,
off.
and it pays off.
Yeah, especially if
So
they get in it young. So obviously we both sit on the board of directors for Saratoga Builders, and I know you do a lot, right? You this week were at
the
teaching or
the
at
girls
the girl,
construction camp they had, and
right?
that's a great
Yeah,
little camp. I mean,
yeah,
it's a fun. I volunteer for the day, and I'll give Matt Whitback a plug. He does a great job
yes,
on that
yeah.
program, um, and it's just fun. It's their 7th and 8th grade girls. They start using power tools, and
That's great. I
at
love
first
it.
they're really nervous about it, and then
Mm-hmm.
they get very comfortable. And this year they did 2 weeks, and so the second week was kind of more advanced, and I was there Thursday. They formed up some chairs out of concrete, and then when they actually built Adirondack chairs, and I
Really?
tell you what, they hustled. There was not a whole lot of idle time. It
Because
was
they
fun.
enjoy it.
They
They
enjoy
they
it.
they
Yeah,
see what they're constructing,
yeah,
right?
and
Getting them in the trades because
into the
we all
trades.
know,
Yeah,
and women, that's great,
yeah.
you know.
And then I volunteer. We do some local talks at the technology classes at
Yeah.
all the local junior high schools.
Yeah, which is important. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was.
not everybody, right?
Yeah,
Doctor, lawyer, accountant,
it's not. The
and
trades. Our tradespeople do. They make a great living,
they do.
and they work hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity, and I look at it. I mean, I look at myself in the mirror. Right,
Yeah.
I'm young, but there's there's a lot of opportunity for young people to get
Right.
into the trades right now,
Yeah.
because if you look at the average age of our labor force, it's up there, and somebody's
Right.
got to come in and fill that gap.
Right. Right.
Right?
And they start
We're always
retiring
going to be
out
building
and
houses. I
right.
mean, yeah, you know, one year we may not build as many as the next year, but
Right.
there's always something going on.
Always
So
something going on.
yeah.
That's good. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that we didn't cover in the design process that we didn't touch base on?
No, I think it's just a matter of just timing, and most people, it's just finding out what their number one priority is in the
Right.
house, um, and kind of just try to build that vision. We do use some technology with that, software and 3D modeling. So one of the hard things I think clients is you show them a print
Mm-hmm.
and it's 2D, right? It's a piece of paper, and they
Right.
can't visualize
Right.
that. People in the trade, like I look at a plan, it's in my head at 3D.
Yeah, you can see it.
I can
Right.
see it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I've been doing this for 35 years. So we try to use software to 3D model it. We can walk through the technology's easy today.
Yeah.
You can walk
Yeah.
through a house and show people that, okay, you're standing in your, kitchen, and you swing around and you can see your great room. This
Right.
is what it's going to look like.
And they like that.
And they
That
like
really
that.
helps them
Yeah.
envision what the house
Yeah.
is
And
going to
I'm
look like.
kind of playing around. One of the colleges I work with, they have 3D printing. So we may 3D print a house.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, a little like a small quarter scale model.
Right.
And that, just to get more of a visualization. So we're kind of playing around with that a little bit.
Oh, I would
So
be interested. I can't wait
yeah.
to see that if
Yeah,
you do
something we're
that.
kind of poking around with.
That would
So
be good. That would be
yeah,
fun.
it'd be fun.
Huh. 3D modeling scale. All right. Interesting. I just had a great question I was going to ask you, and it just, because
Must
that's
have
what
been really
happens.
great.
It really was. I'll probably, remember what it is as you're walking out the door.
There you go.
All right. Before we wrap up, tell me a fun fact about yourself.
A fun
A
fact
fun fact or something people don't know. Maybe you don't want to share that, but something fun. Yeah, something fun.
I'm an avid fly fisherman. Maybe a lot of people don't know that. I
Oh,
used to be
okay.
a guide. I used to be I had my guide's license for a long
See,
time.
now that I did not know. I know you like to fish, but I did not know.
Used to teach fly fishing kind of back in the day.
All right.
So, yeah.
But you still fish, right?
Yeah.
On whenever you have free time.
Whenever I have time,
Yeah.
I'm still active in the fly fishing community. Fun fact, I mean, we both like bourbon. I'm a bourbon guy.
Yeah.
I always say I'm trying to find a bourbon I don't like.
I was waiting for you to say. I didn't want to say
That's
it.
my
I was
line.
waiting. Yep, I was waiting for you to say that.
I mean, taste different ones.
Right.
So, yeah, that's about it. Besides that, I'm pretty boring.
That's good. Yeah, no, you're not. You're not. You're far from boring. You're far from boring. All right. Well, Mark, why don't you tell our listeners how they can contact you?
DeGraff-Bloom.com. My cell phone is 518-688-7227. But check our website out. Give me a call. We'd be happy to sit down and put your dream together.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So that concludes our latest episode at Real Talk with Sterling Real Estate Group. Be sure to follow us and like and comment. Thank you. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Real Talk with Sterling Real Estate Group. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. If you have any questions about real estate or topics you'd like us to cover, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us at info@sterling518.com.